Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogollon Monster here, and welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF, as we like to call it. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. It's good to see everybody in chat already. Who do you got here? Howling Underdog Films. What up, Chuck? Mr. Lee, how are you? Hey, my eyes, or eyes in the woods. Sorry, old habits. Stevie B. Long time no see. Stevie and I hung out this weekend. BPD 1976. What's up, Ben? Mr. Hand, how's it going, Rex? Hey, Angel. Angel Nolan. Danny Staten. Greetings. Nah, never mind. What's going on, Danny? Good to see you. Who else is here? I'm sure I'm missing somebody, but I'm not going to scroll that far back. I'll just catch you guys as you come in. So, guys, if you're new here, it's pretty simple. We just hang out. We talk about what you want to talk about. You want to talk about Bigfoot? Bring it. You know, you got a story to tell, bring it. What I'll do is I'll put the link in chat, and anybody can click on that link and come join me on the show. You know, it's pretty simple. Just click the link, follow the directions. All I ask is that you do turn off YouTube in the background. And if you don't want to be on camera, you don't have to be. Bottom of the screen, there's stop camera. There you go. Don't have to be on camera. So, yeah, Mr. Haywood. Good to see you, Michael. Hey, Christy. Christy Sci-Fi Gal. Northern Alabama cryptid, excuse me. Good to see you, man. Hope the missus is doing well. Livewire, what's up, buddy? Wow, talk about a blast from the past. Actually, I just looked something up from you recently. Shit, I forget what it was. It's good to see you, bro. Miss Piper, how are you? Yeah, I hope everything is going well with you, dude. Mark. Just because you're not there doesn't mean you're not thought about, you know? Brandy Haywood, how are you? Evening, Buzzard. How are you? Papa Craig, how's it going? Good to see you. Hope Nana's doing well. Excuse me while I indulge in a bad habit. It's a bad habit. So Stevie and I went crabbing this weekend. We went fishing this weekend too. I ran up, picked her up, brought her down. We hung out. We had a good time. We started by fishing, and then this woman showed up next to us and started crabbing with some kids, and they were catching crabs. So I was like, well, I got string in there, and the woman offered up some bait. So I was like, sure. We only caught like 2. We let them go. But it was funny. Growing up crabbing, I always just caught the crabs, put them in the bucket, no water, no ice, nothing. And they did well. Sometimes we put seaweed on them. But I only had the 2 crabs in the bucket, and they were pouring ice over theirs. And the kid turns around, she's like, "Oh, you want ice?" I said, "Oh, sure." And then burp, right into the bucket. I was like, "Oh." So it completely slows the crab's metabolism down, almost puts them into like hibernation or some shit. But I thought they were dead. I picked them up, and the one had some activity. I was like, "Oh, he's still alive." So I put him down. The other one was kind of like all limp and whatnot. Don't anybody run with that. The crab. So we put them on the blacktop, which was hot. Well, it was concrete, so it wasn't like I didn't cook them. But they were both alive. They thawed out. I put them on a rock, and sooner or later they just crawled off back into the water. But it was it was interesting. I had never put my crabs on ice, so I wish I had when I was a kid. Come to think of one instance when I was a kid, I had like a 5-gallon bucket full of crabs, or no, it's probably half full. And I had it on the handlebars of my bike. And I just got on my bike. I just finished crabbing. And I go to turn around on my bike on the street, and sure as shit, I dropped a bucket of crabs. So there's dozens of crabs crawling all over this bridge because that's where I was. And people stopped and they were helping me pick them up. I don't know, 11. Yeah, so if they had been on ice, they wouldn't have crawled all over the place. Point of the story. You should have video of that 1 million view on crabs. Suzanne, how are you? Grasshopper? Yes. There are tornadoes on the ground, guys. I've seen. I don't know where's going on. Illinois, Iowa. If you're in, just pay attention to the weather wherever you are, because I just watched some video. I'm a weather geek, but I didn't follow it long enough to see where exactly it was. But check out Ryan Hall, y'all, here on YouTube. Excellent, excellent coverage, and he knows his shit. I don't know if he's an actual meteorologist, certified, whatever, or if he's just a weather geek. Whatever, he knows his shit. So check him out. He will let you know if there's a tornado on the ground in your neighborhood. Which is some crazy shit. The way he does it, he has maps and he can narrow it to where this tornado is in between. Like he said it earlier, it was in between two churches. It was going to pass through and cross over this street at this corner. That's crazy. Yeah, they did. Anybody that gets hit with a tornado, it's going to get hit hard. Some more, there's more extensive damage with the bigger storms, but might as well start off early. Jeff says, I caught crabs once. Redheaded stripper named Tiffany was using a stack of 5s for bait. Lovely. NAC, I have to check. Did you get the email of weather damages here? If you did you send it? And I don't know when you sent it. If you did, I hadn't checked the email for a couple of days, and I just kind of blew through it before the show. But I will go back and check it. Yeah, these weather patterns. I know it's normal for spring to be an active season, but damn, is this like abnormal? I'm guessing. I don't live in these areas that are affected that extremely, by weather. I mean, yeah, you get monsoons in Arizona, and here in Florida, you get your hurricanes, but they're not as frequent as the tornadoes that are out there now. I mean, these storms that are coming through are just like daily. Okay, what's in Peoria? And I'll explain why I'm asking. I kind of have a grudge against Peoria. That's where my mom died. That's where she was living, was Peoria, Illinois. That's when that first incident happened, that the night she died, and the lightning storm and all that shit. That was in Peoria. Yeah. Plus, I'm in the garage, and it's even warmer in here. I have to go outside to cool off. So yeah, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the link in chat. Anybody wants to come on and hang out, bullshit, whatever, come on. So yeah, I think I decided I'm going to finally bite the bullet and take the kayak out. I say bite the bullet because, you know, I have this fear of alligators. And even here in Crystal River, there's alligators, you know, to get from where, like, any of the inland waters have alligators. I mean, shit, Jay, who's not here, he had like a 12, 15 footer swim under his boat, and that's why he sold his kayak. He said, nope, no more of that. And I know everybody says, oh, Prince Arcane, what's up? Richard Pryor's from Peoria. Right on. He was funny, man. Richard Pryor was one of my favorites when I was, even now, you know. He did so many funny things. Aussie Sue, welcome. Scotty Waddles. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Who else? Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was putting the link in chat. I think I did it, but I'll do it again. In case you didn't get it the first time. We should kayak the chain of lakes, Mogs. Excuse me. The chain of lakes in which she speaks. What the Harris chain, I guess, would that's what they call it. And it's here in Central Florida. It's probably about an hour from here. And there's like 5 different lakes that you can get to that are all linked through a canal or a, you know, whatever, a river. I showed you that that's where we went fishing. We had the boat, not this past weekend, the weekend before. And they have these little rivers and canals that connect them all, but these lakes are big. And Stevie, you said that like we passed over what she thought was the Harris Lake, but I passed a sign going back and it said Little Harris Lake. So I don't know if it's the same lake. It is a big ass lake. I mean, miles, you know. So yeah, I don't I think I'd rather start smaller. Like Wekiva over that way, you know, or something like similar to that. Rivers, and yes, I know there's gators there too, but geez, Freak Ginger Snap, where you been? You're late. Good to see you. Hey, Ida Bustamante. The bridge, the bridge with the lights. They have those just I don't know why they use them. They're the blue lights for street lights. This whole bridge, it's maybe quarter of a mile long, and there's probably whatever 40 light poles, and they all have those blue lights on them, and it's just weird. I feel like I'm being disaffected. Like I don't know. It's just bizarre. I'm sure they're more economically, to use less energy. But it's just weird driving under them. What? So who? A family member? Or oh wait, who? No, wait, who wanted to buy it? I can't think of who wanted to buy it. One I know either Danny knows or NAC will know. I just want to know who bought it. I used to be a big wrestling fan back in the day. And then you grow out of it. Some of us. No. I just found other things to do, and so I didn't watch too much of it. But yeah, I love wrestling. I never followed like the past 20 years of it. Literally, probably it's been that long. I mean, I've seen some matches here and there, but no, it was fun. I've been to a few matches, I think the first match I ever went to, I was like I was a kid. I was probably 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there. And it was some like ECW or whatever it was. It was some different, wasn't like Bam Bam Bigelow was there, Boogie Woogie Boy. I mean, Danny's about to flip if I start naming these names. He's like, I know him. Yeah, I know Danny's been into wrestling a long time. Anyway, if you don't want to hear about wrestling, hit that link. Come on and change the subject. There you go. Links in chat. Excuse me. All right, who did I miss coming in? Mr. Hugh, how are you? Who else? What do we got? 39 watching. Is Marty still running late? Kidding. I know Marty, she started late tonight. She had Alex Petrikov. Is that how you pronounce his name? That's how we do tonight. Yeah, he was on tonight with her. Pardon me. I didn't have time to watch. Pardon me. I know I missed somebody. I feel it. Yes, Jen. Good luck tomorrow. Tomorrow's what? Wednesday, 5th. You have, I guess you're having a surgery. Prayers. Definitely be sending prayers. Charlie says, Lived him good and plenty. Oh, sorry. I met Arn Anderson. That was pretty cool. I also met Ric Flair impersonator at Waffle House at 1 a.m. Woo! That's funny. It's also a drag queen. Crazy shit happens at Waffle Houses at 1 a.m. Not that I know. I didn't really frequent Waffle Houses. I don't recall many Waffle Houses in New Jersey, if any. I always did the local diners that the Greeks ran and owned and operated, and had some amazing 3 a.m. food. When you go walk into a place at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and have a full menu available from just everything. That whole menu, and every night I'd order the same goddamn thing. I get like a double bacon cheeseburger and disco fries. Disco fries would just be fries with gravy and cheese. Because I used to bounce in bars, so there were a lot of times when we got out of closing. So there were so many different diners to choose from. I do miss that about up there. Where's Rowdy Piper or Bob the Bullet Armstrong? Well, Rowdy Piper passed away. Bob Armstrong, no idea. No idea. Oh, well, okay. Endeavor Entertainment, but who is that? Endeavor. Is it another wrestling thing, or is it somebody else, coming in to try their hand at it? Oh, I can do that. I think I'll buy a team where all. I mean, damn, you got to be a fan to buy a friggin' team. But since wrestling is entertainment, I can see why an entertainment business would buy it. And don't get me wrong, wrestlers are the best fucking athletes out there. The shit they put themselves through, the bumps they take, it's a dance out there. And one little slip up, you can fuck up. And they do. Broken necks, death. Shit happens all the time. But yeah, those guys, I always was amazed by the high flyers. All of a sudden this group came out. It started this, off the top rope. Snuka did it back in the day. Once that to me was pretty cool. Like I could sit there. I used to wrestling was so predictable that I knew Hulk Hogan's. Everybody, if they paid attention, knew Hulk Hogan's whole match, how it went, how it goes. You knew when the atomic leg drop was coming, or it was funny. You knew everything that was going to happen because it was just the same match over and over and over and over and over again. But then there were matches where there were pivotal matches where Andre the Giant gave it to him. Like he said, it's time to, pass on the torch and let Hulk Hogan beat him. But yeah, they're athletes. I give them so much credit. I got into a wrestling ring once. My friend was doing a paper for college, and was going to interview this wrestler, and he had a school, so we went to the school. I know I've told this before, but some of you might not have heard it. So we, a couple of us jumped into the ring to to feel how, what it's like to be in a wrestling ring, to bounce off the ropes and jump off the top rope. So I climbed to the top rope in the corner, and just to stand up there and this is what it's like. And then I just jumped off and landed on my feet, but my knee had other ideas. He had other plans, and my knee popped, and I hit that mat like a sack of shit. It was like my feet hit, and then my body just followed immediately after. It was like, oh my God, I had to roll out of the ring, and just I blew out my knee. So that's the extent of my wrestling career. I thought it was just cool to get in the ring. Hulk Hogan, you could have been his stunt double next. Now he's a big boy. He had me by a few inches. At about 100 pounds. Hogan's got a, oh, where the hell is it? He's got a, like a beach store somewhere here in Florida. Like, I don't know if they rent surfboards or maybe they, but he's got some sort of business here in Florida. I have to look it up and find out where it is. I'd like to shake his hand and just say thank you. What else can you say? That guy put his body on the chopping block, just for a career, but starting off back when these guys started off, there was no money in this shit until, you guys started to get bigger. But yeah, he was an icon, or, he still is. I'll keep babbling. No one's going to hit that fucking link. Paul Kowalski, what's up? Piper's Pit was outstanding TV, right? I don't know the other actor's name, but to me, the best fight scene in a movie was in the movie They Live. I think it's They Live, with Piper. Roddy Piper was in it. He was a star. And he has this fight scene with this other actor, this black guy. I don't know his name. Wish I did. But it's all over a pair of sunglasses. And it's just, to me, it's one of the best fights in a movie. Hawk and Animal. What were those guys? That was Hawk and Animal. Those were what, Road Warriors? There were another tag team later on, and it was, I don't remember this. This wrestling school that I was speaking of was in Staten Island, and the wrestler that owned it was part of a tag team back then. And I don't know if it was like Demolition, like Axe and Smash. I don't, maybe not. It was another tag team. Damn it. Anyway. Hit it, knuckleheads. There is like one like for me. Let's make it two. Keith David. That's right. Keith David. That was the actor in They Live. And yeah, that was a great fight. If you've never seen the movie, I know Charlie has, and a lot of people have. Roddy Piper. I don't know what his whole storyline was, but he finds this pair of glasses that when he puts them on, he sees what's really going on around him. It's like he sees through the veil, and there's aliens, and there's subliminal messages all over the place. And he tells this guy to put the glasses on, and the guy won't put them on. So they get into this brawl over a pair of glasses, and then finally at the end, he puts them on. Dill, you're awesome. Dill always comes up with these great little sayings. Get in the ring and pile drive Moog's mind. Yeah, guys, click on that link. Somebody come on. Because I'll just change the subject and ramble on about that. What does that mean? Oh, as far as, yeah, then no one's coming on. That's all right. I'm always it. Ali Emmanuel owns an. Oh, yes. Is he Saudi? No, he's Dubai. I think he's from Dubai. Yeah. He's from over that way. Jamie Cotterill, how are you? Great to see you. Gary Johnson Sr. Folks can't handle the truth. Better than most. You'd be surprised. I'm frustrated. Same problem as last week. I haven't figured out how to set up my microphone. I can't put it to the side because it'll just. It's in. There we go. We'll do it that way. It's forcing me to do the mouse pad lefty. The way I lined up everything. So I'm just going to have to look to the side. Normally I like to position the camera so I'm looking right straight up and down for chat. But geez, Mothra's back. That's what happens when you do, a show from a garage. But I've done it in some strange places, hotel rooms, closets. It's good to come out of the closet, I tell you. It got hot in there. Where else? Yeah, I think I'm even going to actually do a show from the tree stand in the backyard. Yeah, Mothra's back. Hey, Chris. Don't give me that shit. You looked over me again. I just saw you just now. I didn't see you before that. Now I'm scrolling back to see where you were. Welcome, Chris. Good to see you. Dina, how are you? Dina P. Hey, Val. I knew he was dissing me. Never. Not intentionally. Icon, what's up? Yeah, I just So what else? What else can we talk about, guys? Get the scrolling. I only go so far back, and then I just start over again. So the Florida Conference coming up. I'm looking forward to it this year. You know, I looked forward to it the first time I went, but I don't know. I'm just Richie's going, Stevie's going. We're gonna have a good time. I'm not gonna camp. We were gonna camp. That was the original thought, but I like camping, but not in like the heat. If I had an AC for that, you know, that pop up, I did have one, but I didn't bring it with me when I moved back to Florida. I need the room, but I'll get a 12-volt AC or something or better. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But then I'd camp more in the summer. Carrie's like, dude, you need some Visine. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to help. We were fishing yesterday in between, I get sunburn and windburn, and it was windy out there. It's not always just that. It's mostly that, but yeah, even my eyes look puffy. This is funny. I was wearing a different shirt earlier. I have that Godzilla within a Van Gogh, and it's Starry Night and Godzilla's like lighting it up. But the shirt's too small. So you could see where the tan ends and the blindness begins, and it was just a drastic contrast. I started laughing. I was like, oh no, I can't put that on camera. It was weird. And I had a fluorescent light on. I just have this little ring light on. But yeah, I mean, like, it's a farmer tan, fisherman's tan. I don't know. I don't take my shirt off outside. I did enough of that when I was a kid. Got plenty of sun then. I should, I do. I don't always put on sunscreen. I should. I have it. Lately, I just really started doing it more and more because, my nose is still ready to peel. And my nose gets more sun than everything else, more direct sun. Did Jay pop in? There he is. Good to see you, Jay. Jay Fritz. There's these little gnats flying around, and they're really starting to annoy me. My link is working for me. I don't know what that means. Mine works. Will do. I have a ton of it too. 30 SPF, 70 SPF, 50 SPF. I have, I just get lazy. Ben can't hop on? I wonder why. The links. Oh, hold on. Ben, if you're there, get out of wherever you're at. Silly me. Let's try this one. Ben, click this link. Back out. If that sent you to another studio, Mothra, go away. Just yeah, I had the wrong link up. See, you'd think after all this time I'd know what I was friggin' doing. What's up, Ben?
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing, man?
Good. Yeah, I can't complain.
Chimes in the background too much?
Not for me.
All right, cool.
Somebody else, I'm sure they are.
Well, you let me know. I'll get off. But
yeah, I put up the wrong link, dude.
Oh, what, man?
That was the link from last Thursday.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I just didn't copy and paste, so now we're good. The right one's up there. I was wondering why nobody wanted to come on.
Yeah,
They couldn't.
yeah,
Said the show was ended, but wait a minute, I'm watching it.
yeah. Really, I saw that. So, what's been going on with you, man?
Not too much.
I came in at the beginning, and I had to go take care of some business, so I didn't see most of it. You talked about any cryptids?
No, we talked wrestling for a while. I say we, I.
Yeah. You still watch wrestling?
I not anymore. I used to,
Yeah.
Oh, who's here? Stevie B. What's up, Stevie?
Hey.
Hey, Stevie.
How you
I
doing?
was steady trying to tell you that the link was the old one.
I told you I don't pay attention to your messages.
I know. Proven.
I couldn't resist that.
I know. No, I was gonna jump
For
on.
For some reason, she'll send me a message or three or whatever, and I'll miss like two of them.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Hey, do y'all
How you
think
doing,
that I'm doing great. How are you? I'm very tired though. I had to work today.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Sucks, huh?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say it kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Definitely. I mean, it doesn't kind of suck. It definitely sucks.
Yeah, you're right.
Go to work and have fun.
Y'all, I heard earlier y'all caught some crabs. It was blue crabs.
Yeah.
And y'all throw them back?
Well, we only caught two. So to me, like if I only catch one catfish and I need, I was looking to catch four, I'm gonna let the one go.
Yeah, I got you. That makes sense to me. Makes sense.
My damn near fell in trying to catch the one.
Really? What y'all caught them on?
Chicken.
Yeah.
And drop
and
lines.
String.
Yeah.
I hear wind chimes.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I can't help it. It's very wind chimes. Yep.
Caucasian Sasquatch, what's up? What was that, Stevie? I'm sorry.
Calming. I was just saying it sounded nice.
Kind of zen, get into some.
Right.
Get into your favorite yoga pose and start meditating.
Yeah.
No, they are. They're actually calming.
So I have a question for y'all. Do y'all think that like all of these phenomena are related? Because it's really starting to seem like it.
It's weird because you hear a lot of orb, Bigfoot, and UFO.
Yeah,
somehow. Orbs, Bigfoot, and UFO being tied together, and somehow at times in a lot of stories. I don't know.
Dude, the West government says like orbs, and orbs are almost what with Bigfoot stories almost all the time, right? There's this dude in Pennsylvania, Stan Gordon. So he investigated a flap of UFOs that Bigfoot accompanied the UFOs. So I mean, man, I don't know. This is a confusing and
Well,
it's an interesting subject, but it's very
well, you're
confusing.
taking two, subjects that, they're pretty extreme and putting them together, and that's it's hard to believe in one,
I understand.
begin with, and then you put two together, it's like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, you're right, dude. You're right, man. You are right, but I mean, I've never. I listen to so much stuff. I never
So
would
do I.
have put any of that together, bro. But man,
I don't know if it's me, but it seems like in the past year or two, orbs has become associated with Bigfoot sightings more than I heard before. I
yeah,
don't know. It might just be
No,
me.
no. I think you're probably right, because I kind of feel that way too. That it just seems a little more prevalent. But it's been around for a while,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I think I don't know. You hear all these things go in cycles. You hear the same stories or something from the '70s. Like I think I heard somebody say that in the '70s is when like the red eyes started, and then it kind of faded out, and then it's like what?
yeah.
The glowing eyes, and so I think it's cyclic. Is it the word?
Cyclical.
Cyclical.
Okay. We'll go with that.
I was like, No, I mean, I think it might have something to do with more people telling stories or telling their story.
Miss
I don't know.
Gill says, "Fill up a milk crate and join Mogs in the garage."
She got the best ones, bro.
Right?
Thank you, Miss Dill. You're just awesome.
Yeah, but man, I don't know. It's really I don't know. Why do you think we haven't found or have any evidence of Bigfoot yet?
Doesn't want to be found. Maybe.
Yeah, but how can they avoid being found?
How have they this long? I mean,
yeah,
there's evidence out there. Okay, I'm sure of it. But
yeah,
it's probably, even if people do try to go or have tried to go mainstream with it, the info or pictures of the body, I'm sure it was squashed immediately.
Maybe so. Yeah.
I'm guessing. I mean, these days, I was watching a thing on cow mutilations and how they figured it was the military.
I never heard of that, bro.
Well, it was because there was there had been
how?
No, wherever this had taken place, these cow mutilations, it was like in Utah or wherever it was. That was one of their guesses, was because north of this ranch, I forget how many miles, there had been a radioactive spill.
Okay, and that's bullshit. Not what you saying, but
and there's it's coming down, like the water is coming down to that ranch, is what they're saying, and they're testing the cattle, is what they're assuming. This is, they had the evidence, they had the documentation on that, this spill actually happening and whatever, but
okay, that's
what they're guessing, is that the military are coming in and testing these cattle because these are feed cattle, so they're checking for radiation, but who knows?
But dude, pretty much all of the cattle mutilation things are like they take off the cheeks of them, they incise the anus and the genitals,
and they remove them,
and they ensanguinate them, bro. And I mean, how is that from radiation?
Well, I don't know how they do that, because there's no blood.
Yeah,
for those of you who don't know what extenuation. I know I even pronounced that. It's lack of blood or no blood. You removed all the
no blood.
Right. And that was the point I was going to bring up, is that in every case there's no blood. I mean, there's no signs of blood.
Nope.
That's the baffling part, I think.
But is it because they're not bleeding because of, is it like they're cauterizing the wound as they cut it? They do it in surgery all the time, either with a laser or a cauterizer.
But who's doing this?
Whoever's doing it. I'm just saying, like, that would be an excuse for no blood. And all the blood is actually, it's all pulled up inside the cow. You never see them move the cow. There's just no blood around the cow. It could be in the bottom of the cow.
But exsanguinating means there's no blood in the whole animal, dude. You know what I mean?
I think I know what it means, but I don't know.
No, I mean, you know what I mean by saying, like, how? Okay, so they make these laser sharp incisions, and there's no blood in the whole animal. What can do that? The military can't do that.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense that there's no blood in the animal. I know.
Well, going back to Bigfoot, Patrick Vaughn had a good point. We have everything except for her body. We have evidence. There's evidence of everything leading up to Bigfoot except for the body.
That is very true.
It's all circumstantial. It's all, and nobody. We have tons of it. I'm hoping that some of these tests like Jeff did,
hair samples,
DNA tests, and I hope that puts it a little forward, or are these people going to actually find something and then go, oh yeah, we're not telling you.
Man, they've done that though. You know that?
Yeah,
they've done that. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's really, it's I don't know. It's annoying. It's not even confounding anymore.
I can guarantee that there are many of pictures out there. There's tons of pictures out there that people will not come forward with.
Yep.
They won't. I mean,
because of ridicule, right?
Exactly. And I can guarantee it.
Yeah.
Still crazy, Chris. His government has a body, I'm sure.
I know it. Yeah, definitely.
We have a few of them. Many. I mean, what do you think they did with, if what happened on Mount St. Helens, after the fact, when they supposedly airlift bodies,
listen to Old Buzzard's story. Old Buzzard's story. What he's seen.
Yes. Old Buzzard's story. If you don't remember, he was in the army and he was picked because he was a crack shot, I believe, to stand guard, a rear guard of this, operation that was going to go on. And he was told, if anything comes out of that, shoot it. But when there was a creature killed, and he witnessed this creature, and told, don't talk about it.
Wow, I've never heard that.
Yeah, that worked out. But yeah, I mean, they have bodies.
Yeah, dude.
Mugs Pony said hi. She's in chat.
Pammy, what's up? Good to see you. I'm getting echo from somewhere. Let me see. Hold on.
My YouTube's on, bro.
No, hold on. Yeah, I think it's Stevie. Yeah, it's Stevie.
God damn, Stevie.
What are you thinking, woman?
I don't have anything on. That's what's weird. Maybe it's my signal.
That is weird.
I'm on my phone. Is it bad? Should I come back?
I don't even hear it.
No, actually, right now it doesn't seem. It seems like it stopped.
I don't hear it anymore at all.
I can still hear it. No, don't worry about it. Does anybody in chat hear that echo? It's a little echo, but if it's too annoying, we'll try to back out and come back in.
I heard it again. Oh, I heard myself echo. Oh,
yeah, because you're hearing it from Stevie. Because if I mute her mic,
all right, I'll back out.
All right, and just come back in.
Come back though.
Here, there she goes. Paramedic, what's going on? Scotty Waddles, what's up, man? How's it going?
Hey now. Really good. Really good.
Right on.
What's up, brother?
Hey.
Paramedic said, had a cow die of pneumonia. 3 days later, the scavengers found it and ripped out in several places. The blood is coagulated in the muscles a lot of the time.
That's
crazy.
But
these cows that are victims of mutilation, that the predators do not go near them.
No,
Right.
after the fact, they don't. That's weird.
Right.
Not even the scavengers.
Or
They
the flies, or even flies won't go into them.
Yeah.
well, the show. Well, I don't know about the show I just watched. They tried to replicate. They somehow they got a cow, and they left it out and filmed it, and yeah, it didn't the way it was decomposing and stuff didn't compare to what they had gotten with the mutilations.
Yeah. Look at watch
But the flies and the maggots and everything, they had no problem eating that thing.
It's not the way that the flesh is removed from the animals that is amazing. It's that it's done with a portable laser or whatever. I don't know that a hospital has a portable laser that you could drag out on a field and do this. A human being, you know what I'm saying?
You don't even need a laser. You can just they have other ways to cauterize the wound with heat.
Right.
And I used to have a cauterizer that was battery operated I had it in a pet store when I worked in a pet store. If like a lizard had a tick or a cut and you had to cauterize the wound. So there's tons of portable shit out there and it's been around for a long time. It doesn't have to be a laser. Okay, who did we just lose?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Stevie. It wasn't Stevie. I don't know. I didn't even see. I was just guessing, bro.
Yeah, that made sense.
I think what Scotty's saying is about the precision of the cut.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're just amazing and
and horrifying.
And just how do you do it to a cow that's either dead or alive, or you know what I'm saying? Is it alive when it's done? Is it already? So you have to kill the cow, and then you have this huge beast, and then a lot of times it's cut on the side underneath it too, so it flips it over and does both sides.
Yeah,
so how do you do that to a 2,000-pound cattle?
Dude, I've read about of things and about so these cows have been mutilated and then they have all their legs and shit broken. So they've had drop from height, bro.
Right.
Drop from great height.
And they've been seen taken up into the craziest stories they've been seen taken up into ships, so that's the crazy, and just levitating up into a craft. There's a few stories like that from the 60s and 50s.
Mr. Lee says cows are docile creatures, though. No,
they are very docile.
Yeah.
Well, sure, it makes sense. Yeah.
I've seen some mean cows.
They're not.
Walk into a tree stand at before daylight, and you're going through the cow pasture, and there's some cows out there that don't want you there.
A dominant one, yeah. Dominant cows will protect the herd. Yeah. Females and males, yeah.
So how are you, Marty?
Did
you have a good show?
I did.
When you had a show?
Just before this one.
Just before this one. Well, my internet went down 5 minutes before my show was supposed to start. So I had to race and get the router.
Didn't that happen a couple weeks ago to you too?
No, it happened to me once, maybe a couple months ago, I think.
Yeah. I
But
remember that.
yeah, but it was a great show. It was a great show. It was very technical. I really, Alex always gets talked about, asked, he always has to talk about, people ask him questions about his encounters and all that. So I know that that's something that everybody's got that show with him. And I wanted to do a show about filmmaking and his filmmaking. And so I got that. So I'm a happy camper.
Cool.
Right on.
Check it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the lights that I've seen. I seen the orbs one time,
Really?
and yeah, I seen them not far from here, and and they were in a cemetery, and it was really dark, and they were probably like around the size of a softball, and they were flying in and out of this tree, and they just seemed to be gravitating around this one. There's trees in the cemetery, and that it was just gravitating. And the funny thing about the orbs that I saw, they were different colors, probably red, green, yellow, blue, and they were floating, and they looked like they were going up and down through the leaves and then down around the ground and then back up, and they looked like they were following the same pattern, like maybe they were on a roller coaster track, an invisible one, and they were all kind of following each other and up and down. And the thing about the orbs is they didn't seem to cast a lot of light around them. They didn't seem, when they were going through the leaves, I noticed, because I sat there and watched them for like half an hour, and they just kept doing the same thing, and they were going slow and methodical. And when they went through the leaves, they didn't shine a lot of light out like a flashlight and cast a lot of light through the leaves. It didn't seem like it cast any. They just held their light, and they were kind of like a dull pastel color, and those were amazing. And then they just disappeared.
Wow.
So that was really bizarre, and it was kind of rainy, and it was like 2 a.m, and it was
What
really
color
dark.
were they? What color were they?
Red, green, yellow, and blue. There was
Okay,
like there was like 4 of them, and they were different sizes, kind of not drastically different sizes, but they weren't exactly the same size. And they were probably like a half a football field away from me, but you could see them clear as day, and they looked like a ball. It looked like just balls with the color looked consistent in the lighting. And that was just a funny thing, is when they went through the trees and along the ground, if you had a flashlight, it would shine, and it was dark in there.
Things
Yeah, and
around
it didn't do that, and it freaked me out, and that's why I couldn't take my eyes off of them. And then, I never really learned about the light. But then you hear through the Bigfoot shows, and that's when, like you said, the last couple of years really has picked up in people associating them with Bigfoot and Bigfoot encounters and UFO.
Well, when I saw what I saw here in Florida, as far as the orbs, I had seen 2 of them. Yeah, they didn't radiate any light. Like nothing lit up around them. They just went through the trees, went through the treetops, came down, went around, and disappeared. But yeah, they didn't light up the trees.
Weird.
I have that is the one thing I've never seen an orb.
But here's the weird part, because the night before I saw them, I put it out there. I stood on this riverbank and put it out there to the people, and said my intentions of why I was there and what I had to offer, if anything. I wanted to learn and blah 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 blah. And I put it out there, and verbally, and I put it out there in thought. And the next night is when I saw those orbs.
Wow.
Huh.
So
I was in a lot of distress that night, and I was walking back from a doctor's appointment that didn't go so well. And so it was like 2 a.m, and I was just like frustrated. And then when I saw these things, it was just, but it seemed like it might have been triggered from the reason I saw them is because I was in such distress and physical, I was so physically, I don't know. I see a lot of things. I've seen, UFOs 3 different times, in Illinois here, in Chicago metropolitan area. And they're, 2 of them were orbs, like like silvery looking orbs, but not see-through, not shining a light or nothing, but just no other way to describe
like metallic,
like an
looking.
egg-shaped metallic, yeah, like a silvery egg shape. And then the third one I seen though, what looked like a geometric pattern, like a soccer ball has all those little, kind of look just like a soccer ball. And I saw people in the windows in that one, and that was right by Palwaukee Airport, which is just a little bit north of here. And in all three encounters, I had people with me, and they verified what I saw. So that's the great thing about, I've always had people with me for a lot of encounters, and it really kind of makes you later on, you really go back and talk, and you reconfirm what you've seen. And it, because when I didn't, like when I saw the Thunderbirds, I saw 2 giant Thunderbirds here at Illinois, and they were big black looking eagles, and I could measure the wingspan because the trees, and they were 20-foot wingspan, and they flew right over my head, unmistakably birds that I've never seen. They weren't supposed to be here. I freaked out, and then I found out they were Thunderbirds. I was alone for that one. And when you're alone, you question yourself immediately when they were out of sight. I mean, when they were still going down the river, because they went right down to Des Plaines River, and they were using the trees as cover, and they were flying close to the water. And, there's trees on both sides of the river, and then it's neighborhoods after that, but there's a bank of trees along the Des Plaines River, and it cuts right through all these suburbs. So they're using the trees as cover to fly. And it was right after a thunderstorm. And when I saw, as soon as they got out of sight, I said, I didn't see those. Those weren't real. And there they were still. And I'm still questioning myself, like, what the heck were those? And then, later on, the internet came out, and they came out, and then I found out they were Thunderbirds. Of course, they're at the top of every teepee in Native American. So Thunderbirds, they claim that they're real. So
in the area that you're seeing a lot of the lights and things like that, is it are there any caves or
no, it's all caves. Flat wetlands. It's all flat Chicago metropolitan wetlands. A lot of wetlands that we've diverted underground. We got the deep water tunnel project. I've seen everything right around here, just outside.
Is there like an aquifer underneath, like under there?
Yes. There, you could call it an aquifer now, but not a natural one. But they created one, sure, that goes all the way back to Calumet City, and they pump the water out along all the rivers, because Chicago is naturally a wetland, a marshy wetland, that now there's 7 million people living here, and then times that by 5 with the businesses and all the buildings. Well, that's a lot of concrete. You take up a lot of rain space, so our water is diverted all underground. So that's like a cave with water in it. So you're right. I see what you're going for, but they don't have to be natural caves, I don't think, to have these paranormal attractions or sightings, or for someone like me that's sensitive to them. Whenever I go out and look for something, I usually see it. So
well, that's definitely a gift.
Ben might have had a question.
Sorry, I talk a lot.
No worries.
I was just going to ask if you ever talked to Lon Strickler about it, because he's been on a big kick about winged beings over the Chicago area.
Right.
Oh, like Mothman type stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. Have you?
No, I've never talked to anybody here about it, but
the guy Lon Strickler, who has I don't know, Phantoms and Monsters or something like that.
Oh, I never heard of him. No.
Yeah,
I've heard of him. I'm having trouble placing him.
Yeah, but that sounds great. Right. That really interests me here, because there is a lot of talk of that, throughout Chicago. And Bigfoot is more commonly known here than people realize. Along the Illinois River, there's stories of Bigfoot that go back for hundreds of years right here outside of Chicago. I mean, it's an hour away, like you were saying, down by Peoria, all throughout that area, that's south of Chicago. and that's all stupid with Bigfoots down there. So
Wow.
yeah,
Really
they're,
interesting.
and the way that they stay away is they just come out at night and they stay in places that we don't go. So when you're a hunter, you don't go deep in the forest, and they can when you're in the forest all the time and you don't live in a house, you can sense somebody coming a mile away. You can hear them, and you know your area, and even a person could do that if you just live outside for a month, get away from the city, and just live outside and don't answer phones and don't have all this noise around you. You will start to pick up even a squirrel a block away. You can hear, sometimes,
Right.
when the wind is right. So
it's like the fact that they know their areas that well, so well, is the reason why, people think they're camouflaging their trail cams. Bullshit. They see it.
they probably watch you put it up. They have sentries that are out watching.
They'll be like, "Oh, that's new."
Yeah, or whatever. Either they see it or they watched you put it in because they heard you, walking through the woods, and they're like, "Oh, what's this person doing?" And they're not gonna. They probably don't give themselves away 90% of the time. They're probably around you and watching, and they don't give themselves away. So it's a crazy thing when you start talking about it. Because for me, I've seen so many. I seen that gargoyle creature when I was a child, and with a bunch of other, guys and girls that seen it, and so that was crazy, and that had wings, and so there's something going on, and this is all in the same area. What's funny is it's all in over the last 45 years. I've seen these things from when I was 9 years old, and it's all in the Chicago metropolitan area, and it's all within 6 miles of each other, a big circle.
Interesting.
And there's a lot of mounds here, and there's a lot of mounds in all the parks, and we have these giant hills in these parks, and kids slide off of them, and I think they're the burial grounds of the race before the Native Americans that came here, the mound builders, and we have those all in this area everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think
and
people
that's another thing
realize how many mounds there are, how many mound builders there are.
There's 1,000 of them here.
Mounds,
there's 2 or 3 in every park.
There's mounds.
We have one right here called the Hidden Hill. We grew up and it's called the Hidden Hill. I mean, so it's hidden in the woods, but these hills are predominant and they're perfect, and they show no erosion. And if you take a pile of dirt and you pile it up in your backyard, a year from now, it's going to show huge erosion, and it's probably half of it's going to be collapsed. But these things hold their shape over hundreds of years. And when you ask the rangers and the Native Americans in the area, the Native Americans will tell you they've always been here. Those mounds are here, and the reason they're in the parks and everything is because they didn't destroy them. They left them out of either honor or whatever reason they left them. They left them there, and they've been here forever. So, it's interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting world.
I am going to say goodnight, guys. I'm really tired. And
good night, Marty.
Yeah, you look great, by the way.
I'm glad you had a good show tonight.
You look amazing, by the way. You look really pretty.
Well, thank you very much, Scotty.
You look very.
I mean, all the time, but I mean.
Thank you, Ben.
I like your background.
Oh yeah, it's kind of sparkly back there.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Oh, you know what, Mogs? If I could just talk a little bit about my my fun thing that I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I did a flyer and I put it all over Facebook. I don't even know how many groups I sent it to over the weekend. But I'm basically it's going to be called the Experiencers Fellowship Forum, and basically it's it's going to be for people who've had cryptid encounters, paranormal encounters, ET encounters. If someone wants to not come on a show, but they kind of want to talk about their experiences and the traumas that they've been through and how it's affected their lives with other experiencers off camera. It's, it's not going to be recorded. It's not a live show. It's not a show of any kind. It's just a forum for people to come and share their experiences. So
Yeah,
if
that's
you
really
want to,
cool for shy people that are camera shy
yeah,
and
there's a
don't
lot
want
of
the
It's
people.
not,
whole world.
but that's just it. It's not recorded.
No.
Right. That's
It's
great.
just,
That's what I'm saying. That's smart.
it's more of a therapy
I like
session.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
In a
cool.
way,
That's
yeah.
really
Well,
great.
I mean, I got to thinking about, like what Daniela does on, with her Encounter Hub, but it, when we all kind of we love these camp outs, right? We all love to hang out and fellowship around the campfire because we're all in this like space with each other where we're not judging anybody, right? Nobody's being judged because everybody has a weird story of some kind, right?
Well, secretly we're judging you.
And I hope not.
In my head. No,
But
I'm
it's
just
just
kidding.
kind of,
I don't.
I want it to have that atmosphere where people
It's all
feel
good
they're gonna
judgments
feel
though. We're
safe,
judging you good.
to talk about their experiences, and it doesn't go any further than the people that are there that night in the group. So, if anybody's interested, I'm going to be starting it in May. If anyone's interested, just shoot me an email, thenanaboss@gmail.com. And and we'll
Keep in mind,
space
there's
is
only
limited.
10 spots available each session.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
exactly.
I was about to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's only 10 spots available. I have a limitation with StreamYard, so
So it'll be
and
like
plus
this, but 10 people will be on the screen.
10 people
Yeah.
and no recording, no chat, no nothing. Just
That's
hanging
cool.
out.
That's
Just
really
nothing.
cool though.
yeah, just
Yeah,
everybody just kind of
that's cool.
helping and supporting each other in
Is
in a
that a new
nice
feature
calm
from
environment.
StreamYard? Is
No,
that a
no,
new
you
feature?
can,
No.
no, you can bring people on just to chat. I mean,
Oh,
you can go
okay.
to a recording mode and you don't have to record anything. It's just you're not going live.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
cool.
Yeah, like it's just like when the show's over and I click end broadcast, we can just hang out and bullshit. It's the same thing.
Right.
We're not
Yeah, for
recording
sure.
after we're
Backstage after show. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody that's interested, you want, more details or, I'm hoping to do it. It's going to be on Friday nights. So, I figured if I did it on a Friday night, there'd be more people that would want to be, to be able to participate if it's on a Friday
Yeah,
evening.
smart.
You're right.
So,
Yeah.
so it'll be a Friday evening and anybody who's interested, the only thing that I guess really the only thing that I'm going to ask people to do is have either earbuds or headphones of some sort and to be in a quiet space.
Yeah.
Right.
And not have like a lot of stuff going on behind you and kids running around and things like that, because it can be very distracting to someone who's trying to maybe tell their story or talk about their encounter for the very first time in front of anybody. So, I want to make sure that we have like a very nice, quiet environment so people can
Sure.
have an opportunity. So, yeah.
All right. So I have a story for you that I might participate.
Okay. Send me an email, thenanaboss@gmail.com.
All right.
All right.
That's a great name too, Nanaboss. That's great.
Mm-hmm. Where's that
Yeah.
come?
Well,
Your
my
grandchildren, right?
grandchildren call me Nana.
Okay.
And
Is that Italian or Spanish or?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm half
so
Italian.
it just
Is it
kind
the Nona Boss?
of it's thenanaboss@gmail.com.
Yeah, not to be
Got it.
confused with any other.
Any other. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the authentic.
But my granddaughter, I don't know, I was telling them to do something and my grandson said something like, but why? And she says, because Nona's the boss. And so
That's cute.
I just became the Nana boss. So yeah.
Is it all
That's
one
how I
word?
got it. Yeah.
Gotta be. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, but is it capitalized? The or
Now, I
Doesn't
mean,
matter?
I think if you just, I don't think it matters.
Well, I'm called Scotty Waddles because when I was 1 year old, I was so fat that I waddled when I walked. When I finally started to learn how to walk, I was so fat that I waddled. That's why they call yeah, Scotty Waddles, because I was just so yeah.
Thank you, Mogs. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just want to help people. You know what I mean? It's not about clicks or views or likes or subscribers or any of that. It's just I want to help people, and I feel like if this is something I can do to give back to the community, that's more important to me than anything else. So,
Right on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Have a
Good cause.
wonderful night,
You
and
too.
hopefully I'll have more time maybe next week, and I'll pop in for a little longer.
All right.
All right. Thanks
Thanks
guys.
again.
Have a great night. Good night,
Good
Scotty.
night.
Good night,
Thank you.
Ben. Good night, Mugs. Night, everybody in
Bye.
chat.
Yeah, that's cool that she wants to do that. That she's going to do that.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
That's awesome.
So it has nothing
That's
to do with YouTube. It's just
right, which
for the community.
may turn
We go to
people off a
YouTube.
little because there are a lot of not on your show. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of trolls on your show, but there are a lot of trolls on YouTube. If you find the right show, you can see a lot of people trolling and getting violent.
We're small enough.
Yeah, you have a nice little
we don't
community.
draw
I've never seen a troll. I've never seen anybody like hammering somebody in chat. It's all nice people, and that's awesome. That's so unique. And
Most.
So I was wondering where Stevie B went off to,
Where
and
did she go, man?
Brandy, I have watched the live stream on my other accounts, and they do. No, that was Donald. Stevie Brandy, he beat me to it. I was just typing the same.
So I wanted to say something to you, Mogs. You brought up a story about an out-of-body encounter that you had.
Mm-hmm.
I had exactly the same encounter in my accident when I was hit by the truck 6 years ago, and what put me in the wheelchair, and the reason right now that I'm recovering, and I had the same thing when the truck hit me. The last thing that happened was the rear view mirror from the side of the truck hit my face and hit me. And when that happened, I mean, he was doing 40 miles an hour. So when that thing hit my face, it knocked my spirit out of my body, and my spirit went first, and then I watched my body and my spirit kind of went in unison, and I watched the whole thing. I watched myself fly off of the vehicle. I watched myself land and then fall to the ground and then start screaming and crying, but I didn't feel no pain and I didn't hear anything. And it was like observing everything in slow motion. And then I watched, and then like a minute later, the paramedics showed up. And when they finally started touching my body, I got back in my body, and I felt pain and I heard all the noise. And yeah, I had that experience.
I was out of my body for like 2 seconds.
Oh, this was over a minute, probably a minute or so for me. Yeah, this was it was weird. It was the craziest thing. Like I said, there was no sound and it was just watching, and I couldn't see myself. I was invisible there. I had no body when for me, I was out of my body, and I looked down to try to see if I had a body or something, and there was nothing there. And that was really weird. I could have hallucinated that from being hit so hard.
Mogs, when you had your experience, do you remember hearing any sound?
My dad, when it was after, just as soon as I came back into my body, and I said everything was in slow motion at that moment, I remember hearing my dad yell my name. And then I snapped back and was like, oh, shit, I screwed up.
Oh,
Right.
But yeah, for that,
yeah.
The second I came back into my body, that was in slow motion. Like everything I was looking at was in slow motion, but it was only for an instant, 1, 2, 3, and I was back. It was all back to real time. It wasn't slow motion anymore, but I've heard accidents where, and I heard it so many times. It was crazy. When I worked in Sedona, Arizona, for the side-by-side rentals, the off-road vehicle rentals.
Mm.
People would roll these and destroy them. You know,
Mhm.
so many accidents, but almost every time
Every
I
week.
hear
Yeah.
when it went over, as we were going over, it was all in slow motion.
Yeah.
Somebody in that car will say that.
Oh, when I had
Mhm.
my accident, when I totaled my car, it seemed like everything slowed down. I could tell you detail to detail. I
Yeah,
mean,
I know
second
you
by
said that.
second what happened. Yeah,
It's
it's
weird.
weird how that happens. It just
It's the same thing in a
everything slows down.
paranormal. It's the same thing in a paranormal experience because I've seen it in not ghosts, but I've seen objects fly across the room many times and in a house, and so it's like that. Everything kind of gets in slow motion, even with the Bigfoot or those encounters. It seems
Yeah,
like I had.
it's probably you don't hear a lot with Bigfoot encounters, I don't think, but I think it's just when your body is that stressed, when you're
Yeah, when
that
you're in that shock,
afraid,
yeah,
or
yeah,
there is a
or
shock
the
there.
pain, because you said you broke your ankle in that experience, and
Yeah. Oh,
I
I
got
was
a
all
triple
messed up.
hernia. You know, I got a triple
See,
hernia
but
into my belly.
with my accident, I didn't have any pain. It just seemed like it's. I mean, I got hit 5 times by 4 different vehicles, and every time I was getting slammed, it was I everything just went so slow. I knew what was about to happen before it happened because it was so slow. It's hard to
Scary.
explain, but I didn't have
You
pain.
saw it
Uh,
coming.
yeah,
I've
I mean,
Yeah.
I've been in
very
that more than
clearly
one
though.
time, so I know what that is. So weird.
Brandy, I'm
Yeah.
jealous.
Cookies and milk.
That's me. It's
But
been a
the
while.
one time I saw a UFO,
Mhm.
the one that I saw by Palwaukee Airport, it looked like there was a military guy in there, and that was the adult that I saw in the window. And then there were little creatures next to him, two little. I couldn't tell if they were green or if they had clothes on or not, but they were short little. I could just see the outline of them, and the guy looked like he was military. It looked like he had the military hat on, and then the two creatures next to him looked like little children.
How close were you to this?
Right above my head, the top of the trees. You know how tall is a tree? 100 feet. And it was above the street, and 5 of us pulled over on the side of the street and all got out and watched this thing. It was going slow, and I had a cell phone with one of the first cell phones with a camera in it, and I was snapping pictures of it, and I caught it just disappearing over the trees. I caught it in the last photo, and I always would look at that photo and say, see, I know they're real. You couldn't see any detail on it, but you could see the craft. And I said, see, I could tell myself, and I was with my girlfriend at the time.
UFO.
Yeah, it was silent too. It went over the trees and it was silent, and it didn't disturb the tree, like it didn't make a bunch of wind or anything or it was just silent and floated right over us. And we got out of the car and it was still floating, and it made no noise.
Hey, guys.
Crazy.
Stevie, look at this one.
That was crazy.
Hey guys, I've been up since 2 in the morning. I gotta go to
Oh
sleep.
boy.
Yeah.
That's my other decadent.
Right.
Anyway, Ben, it was good to see you, man. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
You have a good night.
Ben, you leaving?
Always appreciate it. You too.
Yeah, I got
I'll
you.
talk to you soon, man.
All right.
Yeah,
Right,
great
right.
to see you, Ben, and hear you. Well, not really see you, but yeah, he's cool.
It's just the voice.
Yeah, a voice crying in the night.
Ben's a
But
good
yeah,
guy.
this amazing when you know the one experience I had with a ghost. I think it was some kind of ghost, was in Daytona, and we were staying in Daytona right on A1A and International Boulevard, where A1A and International Boulevard meet right on the beach there. We had a little apartment, and it was only $500 a month. And I wondered, why is this thing only $500 a month? It's awesome. We got the beach, and it's freaking haunted. Then we found out it's haunted. You know, then I saw stuff shatter, and the remote go flying across the room in front of us and shatter against the wall. The remote for the TV.
There.
the ottoman
I
and
stay there.
glass and dishes
Where's that?
breaking and cookie jars. And this went on for 3 days, and I left there. And the third day, I said, I'm done with this. This is crazy. I said, I'm out of here. $500. See ya. I think I left Florida and never went back after that. I don't think I ever been back
You're
there
better
since. But Daytona was awesome. Don't
Right.
get me wrong. That was after a year of living there,
Yeah, we were
in different areas.
I was in Daytona Shores on the beach, and I've told the story before, but I had some fly over top of me, and I couldn't tell you what it was. It was the shape of a triangle. It didn't make any sound, but
Really?
I saw it from out in the ocean. I was with my
Wow.
ex, and yeah, it was
It was
like a light.
black, like black.
Yeah, it was black. It had white lights on each corner
Oh
of
wow! It
the
was
triangle, and
traditional.
it didn't make a sound. It came right over top of me.
Crazy.
Went down the beach and then shot straight up in the air. Three or
It's
four other lights
crazy.
went to it, and then it shot up further. But it's down there, Daytona Shores. It's Ponce
Yeah.
Inlet. There's a lighthouse down there. So
Oh
it went
yeah,
over,
yeah.
it went over our head and went towards the lighthouse. And as that beam from the lighthouse came around, it went shoo straight up in the air. You can
We
still see
saw
it. You
we
can still
saw
see
a
it, but
water
then you saw
dragon in the
bunch of other
water
lights.
there. We
You saw
saw in
what?
that inlet, we saw a water dragon there. A
A water
white
dragon.
a white looking water dragon that looked, I thought at first it was a seal that was like injured, maybe got caught in a boat, but as it swam around, it looked just like a dragon in the water. And there was 6 of us standing there. And
It
had been
we
an
all
alligator.
freaked out. No, it was not an alligator. It was like it had 4 paws. It was swimming like a dog, and it was long and dragon looking. I don't know how else to say it. It had the hairs coming off the face, and it was all white. It was all like cream color white.
Was it a
Didn't have any
manatee?
color. No, it wasn't a manatee. No, and it
Sure.
was
You got
swimming.
the hairs coming off the face.
No, this was covered in hair. The whole thing
Oh, the
was
whole
covered
thing.
in white hair. Yeah, like the whole thing, but the face had all those really long hairs coming out. It was bizarre looking. Like I said, I've seen too many things, too many bizarre things in my life, and I
Mr.
stopped.
Lisa,
feel like
I
I have
had
to.
Poltergeist that
Yeah.
was some scary shit. Yeah,
I mean, I saw when I was with the same girl, we were in West Virginia, and I saw a bunch of reenactors. I thought they were reenactors, like Civil War reenactors. So I pulled over right away because I wanted to talk to these guys and see what the hell they're out there. Why are you out in the middle of the woods doing? I just wanted to talk to one of them. And we went out there, and the girl that I was with grew up in West Virginia, and I'm like, look at the reenactors, let's go talk to them. And she's like, no, come back here. And I'm like, no, come on. And I'm out of the car telling her to come. And I turned around and looked back at them, and they were gone. They were all gone. They all disappeared. And I was like, what the? They were right there. And I was like, and she's like, I told you not to go over there by them.
there's
So
some pretty good videos out, like from Gettysburg and stuff that people have
I was
caught
gonna say,
specters,
yeah.
ghosts on camera walking through,
and they've
the woods.
actually caught them on camera.
Yeah.
that's a weird one. They were as real as can be. They had their gear. They had everything. They looked like reenactors, but
Dina P, good night.
I didn't see anything modern, like a car or anything disappear. It was only just people and cannons and guns, and it was really bizarre. So, too many things have happened.
Residual energy out there.
Yeah,
That's
we've
right.
seen a fairy. We've seen a
Energy
little
out.
fairy, little tiny fairy, a little winged creature, and it had like a face like a. It was lit up, and it came to the windshield. We were driving about 20 miles an hour, and it looked like we were going to hit it, and it looked like a big firefly. It was lit up like it had a illumination inside of it. But when it got right to the windshield, it started flying, and it had wings, but the wings weren't flapping, and it was moving, and we could see the face of it for like 4 seconds. It was flying with us, even with the windshield, like a couple inches away from the windshield, and lit up the whole windshield. That thing lit up. That thing had light that cast out, and it had a face like a seahorse, and it took off without the wings moving. And I said, look, the wings aren't even flapping, and it's flying. And we had enough time to look at it and talk about it for 2 seconds, 3-4 seconds, and then it took off and shot out. That was crazy, because that thing lit the whole windshield up. You know how if somebody took a flashlight and put it at your windshield at night?
Yeah, I have no idea what the hell that could be.
No.
It was a fairy. I mean,
I don't know. Do fairies light up?
This one did. And I don't remember seeing clothes on it. It looked like it was kind of naked. There wasn't like any genitalia or anything because of the glow. You didn't see. You just saw the legs and the arms and the wings and the head and the face. You could see.
Still crazy, Chris. Good night.
Sorry.
Yeah, but a seahorse, that's a little I don't know.
Yeah. It had that weird shape of the seahorse with that curly face and the weird ears and the weird veins along, like the nose and where the nose would be, like the delineations and the, the scales or whatever is on the face of a. Yeah, it was crazy. That was in West Virginia too. A lot of weird things happen. West Virginia has a weird vibe about it. They have a mountain there that
Central Florida Bigfoot wants to know were there mushrooms involved here, Scotty?
No, totally sober. Totally sober, because we were driving, so we were never drunk or drinking when we were driving, or no, this was totally sober. Not even high. Like not even high on weed or anything. And always I had somebody with me. Always somebody with me that acknowledged
there was a witness.
It's crazy, but
no, because my experiences, there was always someone there to witness.
That's what allows me to speak. So
usually it was my sister Pammy.
Yeah,
because I tell so many stories, but
yeah,
I've got people who can come on here and back it up.
And see, and that's too. Everything that I've said, I've always had somebody with me to scream. Everything.
That's why you can speak boldly about it. That's why I can speak boldly and say I seen it for sure, and I know when it happens over and over. In so many different genres. When you see a Bigfoot, the one Bigfoot I saw, I just seen the glowing eyes. I did see the glowing red eyes, and that was weird. That freaked me out. I thought it was an owl at first. I really wanted to believe it was an owl because it was like 20 feet away from my truck, and it they were huge eyeballs. So I just wanted to say, oh, that's an owl in the tree, But after that, I went and looked, and there was no freaking branch there, and there were huge footprints in the grass, and they were like 24-inch footprints, and they were so deep, smashed the grass down so much that if I took a hammer, I couldn't smash the grass that much. This thing had to be over 1,000 pounds, because you can't just stand. You could see the footprints walking up, and then you could see where it was standing and moving around and just crushing that grass, standing there wiggling, because it was kind of swaying back and forth. You always hear that swaying back and forth, and I was like, do owls do that? And I know all the Bigfoot stories, but at the time you don't want to acknowledge and say, oh, that's a Bigfoot, and because it was kind of scary.
I can imagine,
2 in the morning.
I still want to see a Bigfoot. I know people say be careful what you wish for, but
I never seen the face though, so I was glad not to see the ugly face, because I think
guys, we have 20 minutes left. If anybody wants to come on the show, please click on the link.
But I really wanted to come on and just tell you about that out-of-body experience I had. Was exactly like yours, and
that's cool though.
Except way longer. I didn't know.
Yeah, mine was real quick.
Long enough though,
being out of my body that long.
Yeah, long enough that you knew though that.
Jen, good night. Prayers to you for tomorrow. I wish you well.
Best of luck, Jen. You'll be fine. And
hi to everybody in chat. Hello, everybody in chat. I never get this. Say hello. You can't see the chat when you're just on a phone. But things are getting better. Yeah. So I just wanted to call in and just say, hey,
No, I appreciate it, man. Glad
you guys
stopped
are
in.
always on and just always great shows. You've had so many great shows, man, and just
Thank you.
show after show, man. And you had Nancy on here, and they were amazing that day.
Nance Warren, yeah, they were.
And they're still talking about it over there in her show.
yeah?
They're still, yeah, they're still talking. She's still talking about that, and people are still commenting about, you know, being on your show. And
Well, I hope more people check it out. It was
amazing. Yeah, that was.
Nance Warren just recently did her own live show.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and you guys were on there. I saw you guys on there. I saw.
Yeah, I
Stevie
think I
B.
commented. You know, I do these more often.
Yeah, that was cool. That was real cool. Yeah,
that was
good.
cool.
I think I'm gonna try to put another one together soon. I got to figure out the victims. I mean, the guests.
Well, like you were saying, you made so many friends on YouTube, and you know, I kind of did the same thing. Like my best friend is in Saskatchewan, Canada, and his name is Dwayne, and he does videos, and we've been on different shows together, and so just to, you know, at one time I knew people from all over the world. I had friends and had their actual phone numbers, you know, from Australia and England and Scotland, and you know, so it's just been really amazing. When I was in the hospital and I was recovering like 4 years ago, and when I was in the wheelchair and I had the triple hernia, and they just couldn't find it. And it was crazy. For like 3 years, they couldn't find anything from my accident, but I knew I had pain in my belly and I couldn't walk. And finally, when, you know, you're sitting there and you're just like, man, I got to reach out, and reached out on YouTube, and just, that's kind of how, you know, I found your show through, I think it was through Sasquatch Chronicles I started listening to, and then I started listening to Buckeye Bigfoot. And
that's what started me off with Sasquatch Chronicles. I mean, it was just, I stumbled upon it and kind of was like, okay, what's this about?
Yeah, and then I was like, wow.
I could actually say Bigfoot changed my life.
Yeah, yeah. And well, YouTube kind of. And YouTube, you know. So that's really cool, you know. That's really an awesome, because I think so many times, you know, like I was saying about the trolls, and so many times I think people are just bored and they come on and they troll people and they just heckle or whatever and make fun of people. And it's just nice to have one place to go where that doesn't happen, at least not yet. And so far, it's,
you know, it's been shit. How long have we been doing?
I mean, you got Mr. Lee, and you got people ready to attack people if they come on this show. So
but they're not.
They never do it. They never have to moderate anybody. They never have to boot.
There's no reason to.
When's the last time Mr. Lee had to boot somebody off? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're lucky like that.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So I just always
I don't think I've ever had to really mod.
I mean, I have, but nothing
drastic.
No.
Yeah. Oh, people get crazy. They start, you know, they'll make your name, you know, they'll come on, put Scotty Waddles, and they'll just have one letter different, and then they'll impersonate me, or, you know, they were doing that. And I had a bunch of Scotty Waddle channels out there that were just one letter off from me, and they would come on and they wouldn't show their face. And then they would say all sorts of crazy stuff, crazier stuff than me. And then they make me look crazier than I, you know, so they're like, hey, what were you doing on that show yesterday? I said, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
So Mr. Lee, I told you I couldn't, that's what you sent me is the link. And I don't know how to show your video with that, you know, with just a link. I know you said it was like 2 minutes long or 2 seconds too long to send an email. So I got to figure out how I can. You would probably have to come on, Mr. Lee, and share it from your side in order to show it here. You'd have to share a screen or post it. I'm sure there's a way. I don't know how to do it. I'll admit my fault.
I wonder if I could bring it up. He sent it to me. If I could share it,
I don't
think
know.
that'll work?
I'll go to present, and then where do I go? You know,
I'm afraid to try. We'll end up
I don't
hanging
have
up
it
on
in a
myself.
video file. I tried copying it, and I could probably put the link in chat, which I think I did. Or I told Mr. Lee to put the link in chat last week so people could watch it because I can't pull it up. Open in a window, then share that tab.
Yeah, I can't do it on my phone.
Okay, let's try it. We're gonna experiment. Don't go away, Matt. Okay, so let me see. Let's minimize this, or
It's our 4th day of rain here in Chicago.
oh, really?
Yeah, we had some hail today. And the
Yeah.
tornado siren went off, but we didn't have any. It was just a warning. Tornado warning.
Brandy says don't
warning.
push the red button.
Push the blue one.
Shit, is this the new one or the old one? This is the new one. So let's see. Hold on. Now let me. I don't know how I'm going to do this. So he says share screen.
Open in another tab, share screen. You'll see the tab and select it, he says.
It says share screening is easiest with 2 monitors, or screen sharing works best on a good computer. Some screens let you share audio. Look for the share audio checkbox on the next window. Hold on. Choose what to share. Chrome tab, Windows, entire screen. Select a tab to preview.
So you select the tab that you opened.
Yeah, but how do I, it's share tab audio. And I can't see like chat right now, so. Hold on, entire screen. Is that up?
No, just the audio.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can stop this.
Sounds amazing.
Right?
Yeah. The last one was freaking
So
epic. You doesn't even have to do the report. Just keep doing these freaking trailers. Do the report.
all right, here we go.
There you go.
Hold on. I gotta move this over. I'm like, oh, that's fucked up. Let me do that.
Yeah, it's never ending. Picture with that picture all the way back.
Perpetual.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow.
I don't know how to get it. All right. Can you see that?
Yeah. Can you make it big?
I don't know how.
We can see it.
No, I just screwed it up. I've got too many tabs open.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know what that looked like just now. Did it come through?
Mhm.
Yeah. It
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Lee. Oh, how the hell do I get out of this? There we go. Figured it out,
Giving you
Mr.
a
Lee.
hand clap. Matt's giving you a big hand clap.
Well, I can follow directions. I just got to see them. Right on. I got Mothra on my computer screen. Yeah, that was
Matt
weird.
says, give it up for Mogs, everyone.
Yeah, he had a Bigfoot in the end there, and it looked like a Neanderthal kind of man. It looked not like a gorilla face. It had the Neanderthal looking man face, ugly. You know, that ugly. There's some of them that are so ugly. You know, that they got just that look on their face like they just want to kill you. And
There's a lot of humans like that too.
yeah.
Excuse me. Well, guys, I don't think anybody else is going to pop on. If we got, well, it's not like I have to go off in 2 hours, guys. So if anybody wants to pop on, pop on.
Yeah, but it was amazing. Amazing.
Is it, Murray is like, so what the fuck is that all about, Lee? Got anything else?
It's
Murray,
just like,
did you see the first one he did? The first one was good too. Where is it?
like Ben had mentioned in the beginning of the show, you know, like, is everything kind of related to each other? And I think they are. I think Bigfoot is related to, has something to do with, you know, aliens and crafts and orbs. And I think if, you know, you're around long enough, you'll see maybe all three in the same night in the same area. You know, you could. That doesn't mean they're, you know, directly related to each other, but I think a lot of times they're seen in very close to proximity within a close amount of time. You know, like, so. Like when I seen the orbs, did somebody see a, you know, down the block? Did somebody see or was there a UFO? You know, you just never know.
I mean, it's hard to say because if you're, you know, having an encounter with a Bigfoot, you're not sticking around looking for lights or orbs or.
Yeah,
you're not looking in the sky.
Yeah.
And you just either fixated on what you're looking at or you're running.
Or you're getting the heck out of there. Yeah.
Murray, it is good. I was just trying to pull it up and it's eluding me. I had no problem pulling it up. It would pop right up, but now it's like not there. Why not?
Yeah, but just interesting, you know, it's really cool to see all that stuff and see a lot of cool animals. I've seen, you know, so many cool animals, and even here in Lake Michigan, I've seen fish that, you know, sturgeon. I've seen a sturgeon, and seen we have bull sharks that come here, you know, that swim up.
That's a little crazy.
We've had them. We've had alligators.
No, I know.
And maybe people release them. You know, they release them when they're babies. And
no. They come up the river.
Wow, that's scary.
Yeah,
we're far from the
all the way
ocean.
up to Mississippi or the Missouri, wherever they'll go up rivers.
Yeah.
So Mugs, the picture that I have that you're looking at, that was the last picture that I took when we were out there crabbing.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took the same picture. That's funny.
So we have some really good fishing here. We have Bussy Woods, and you could get really good crappies out of Bussy Woods. And there's endless lakes, chain of lakes in Bussy Woods, and then we have a lot of little lakes along, within the woods and stuff. Axe Head and a bunch along the highway, and yeah, there's a lot of little good fishing spots here. The Fox River, the Channel Lakes. Fox River has stripers. It has everything there.
Yeah, I'm exploring the fishing holes around here. It's more saltwater.
Catfish, man, got some great catfish spots.
Yeah, I don't like the catfish down here. They hurt.
Yeah.
We have sail cats that have this venom in their spines that will mess you up.
Yeah. And at nighttime, trying to wrestle them in a boat when they're wet, and you're trying to get them unhooked.
Oh, I'll fish freshwater catfishes catfish all day long.
Right.
They don't bother me. It's these down here that put a hurting on you.
Yeah. You just got to use the forceps when you're handling them to keep your hands away.
Yeah, I just grab them.
Just grab them. Take the punishment.
Even Jay, saltwater catfish spines are full of venom.
Yeah, it's like getting stung by a lionfish or something like that. Same thing.
I don't want to experience that one either.
Oh man,
A lionfish or a sea urchin or any of that.
I guess they're everywhere in the ocean. The lionfish now. They introduced them to down by Florida and down there, and they're paying people to go kill lionfish. So you could go out and I forget where that was, but they're paying people to go out and catch lionfish because there's so many of them.
Yeah, well, even in up on the Colorado River, just around to begin about 2 years ago it started, I think, or 3 years ago. They were the government was paying people to fish. They would pay for any brown trout. They wanted to. There's too many brown trout in the Colorado River, and they're eating the other trout species like rainbows and brooks, and so they were paying like $25 a fish.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Because it's sort of an invasive species, I guess. Or
they're hard to catch, though.
Well, that's the thing is you can't just choose. Okay, I'm just fishing for brown trout. You're going to catch every trout, everything but.
Oh yeah.
So Stevie, you're fishing still, are you? Or are you still?
No, I just finished. I was on the bank and a cop showed up, and this was a new guy. He lights flashing, and he ran my tag. He asked for my driver's license, called everything in. Was not very nice at first, and then I explained to him that we're allowed to fish here. I come out here almost every night. I asked him was he new. He said, yeah, he just got assigned this area. And then calmed down a little bit, and we talked, and he said he was ducking out to eat his dinner. So he went around.
That's why he was in the parking lot.
Yeah, because I was kind of a smart ass when he was asking me what I was doing out here after we talked. I was like, so what are you doing out here? He laughed and said, yeah, I'm about to go around the corner and eat my dinner. He said, I'll be back over there if you need anything. I'm like, I'm fine. I come out here quite often. No, when I muted just a few minutes ago, he was leaving. He stopped and said bye.
That's why she dipped off earlier and wasn't in chat. I'm like, where are you? And she's like,
yeah, he was like interrogating the hell out of me. Just no personality, stern, like I was doing something wrong.
And you're just
After I
standing
said
there
that.
It's a
fishing?
shame that they approach it like that, because I fished. I've got approached by 2 cops, same spot. They were county cops, and they were cool as hell.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, there's another officer that comes out used to come out almost every time I was out here, every night I was out here, and we would talk, and it was fine. He never questioned anything.
But you're
He's like,
standing
well, I
there with
just
a
gotta sign
bucket and
this. Oh,
you're
I was on the
standing there with a
bank.
bucket
I
and a
had
fishing
passed
pole.
I had just passed when he pulled up and turned
Right.
his
So you
lights
got a
on.
fishing pole in your hand, you're by water, and what the hell? I mean, why would you even question that? What jerk?
It's in a church parking lot.
It's in a church property, so
Yeah.
But who cares?
we have
I mean,
permission to fish there.
And that's
Right.
when I said that's when he kind of calmed down. I said, we did get permission to fish here, and
it's
Sky's
private
the
property. He can't do nothing about it anyways. It's private property.
Sorry,
Church is private property. They can't kick you off of private property. Like, that's weird. Like, I
If
could
it's
see
not
if it
your
was like a
private
public
property, they
park
can.
or if it was somewhere more public, but a church is kind of like private. Plus, I'm sure,
he said I look like a criminal.
yeah, you just look like a criminal, with artificial legs and you're, I mean, I hate to bring that up, but like, what
She's
the
a
hell?
hoodlum.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, it's just.
I don't think he saw my legs until I stood up, and when I stood up, he was like, "Oh,
Whoops."
You see the look in his
That
face.
moment in all the movies, where they come around the corner and they're in a wheelchair and you're like, "Oops." You're like, I should put my foot in my mouth there, but why do they got to be that way? So aggressive with a female.
I told him, I said, you made me feel like I was doing something wrong. You got me all nervous.
Yeah, totally. Make you like question, what am I doing here? What am I doing? Did I do something wrong? Looking around.
Yeah, I had a cop recently, just down the street here. He was a wildlife police, FWC or whatever it's called, and I just got back to the truck, put my fishing rod up top. Catch anything? No. And I realized who he was. Your license? And I showed him all the license and everything. It was all cool. And we sat and chatted for 15, 20 minutes. He hooked me up with an app called Fish Rolls, and it's friggin' awesome.
Cool.
He recommended spots. Stevie and I went to one of the spots he recommended, and we fished. That's where we went crabbing the other day.
Oh, that's great.
Jay, you splitting? Take care. Good to see you.
Good night,
See
Jay.
you Thursday. See you soon.
Yeah, so it was really great being out with you guys. It's always fun. I just really wanted to come on and just tell you how awesome it's been to listen to you. And
Right on, Scotty. Well, thanks for popping
yeah,
on.
it's just you guys have been awesome, and thanks a lot, Stevie B. I really relate to a lot of what you've said over the last couple of years.
Right. It's good to see you. I see you in chats all the time.
Yeah, it's just I just usually just watch the show and don't chat too much, but yeah, the chat room is just amazing. They're the greatest people, and all the different shows that come off of this show, and they're amazing. So
No kidding, huh?
I mean, Caucasian Sasquatch out there, he's freaking amazing. Just he was the first one I found, and then that led me to your show. So
Right on.
yeah. So you guys have a great night.
All right, Scott.
Oh,
Sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's all right. And I
Go
wanted
ahead.
to say I was on in the beginning for like a half an hour, and it did say show ended, and I was like, wow, what's going on?
Oh no.
Finally, I came back, and again, so I'm going to try again now that I hear that.
Yeah, no, I
So
put
I'm
the
glad
wrong-
I came back on and gave it a try, man.
I
Hello?
knew-
Anyways, just
I
wanted to
was
say
gonna
thanks
do that.
again, and
I just ran
you guys
people
are
in
great.
some back room somewhere.
hello.
Where's everybody?
Where'd everybody
So-
go?
You guys
All right,
have a great
Scotty.
night, and see you Thursday.
All right, buddy.
Good night,
Take care.
Scotty.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna say good night too.
All right.
It was fun. Sorry I was gone for so long.
Oh no,
That
no.
was-
I wanted you to tell the story.
Yeah, that was a trip. That's a first for sure. He asked for my fishing license, everything. I mean, when I said interrogated, that's what I felt like. He got me nervous, like I was doing something wrong. Good thing I wasn't smoking it, All right. Well, good night. Good night, everybody in chat. It's
See you. I'll
been
talk to you in a few.
right.
Thanks. All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right, on. Guys, I hope you had a good time tonight. Hit that like button if you did. If you're new to the show, subscribe. It's good to see some new faces in there. It's always good to see new faces. So welcome. Subscribe, share, leave comments. I always forget to say that. Leave comments. I love getting comments. Plus, it helps with some algorithm or some shit. Anyway, I will be back here on Thursday night, and we'll do it again. If you want to come on in, love to have you. All right, guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Peace and God bless.